Brer Rabbit said that he'll catch some suckers because he knew that he was not going to fish at all because he was just playing a trick with his friends. Why he said suckers? Sucker means that the person who can be easily tricked. So he was calling suckers to his friends. And then he winked at the Brer Turtle. Come to paragraph 3. Then he turned and looked out over the water. Suddenly he jumped back. His eyes nearly popped out of his head. No fishing tonight, he said. Let's go home. What is it? Cried Brer Fox, looking frightened. The others scratched their necks. The others stretched their necks and peered into the darkness. I'm afraid the moon has fallen into the water, said Brer Rabbit very seriously. Everyone rushed to look, and sure enough, there was the moon quivering in the pond. So he was just trying to trick his friends. He has started acting. He looked over the water, and then he jumped back, and he said in a surprise that there is moon inside the water. The moon has fallen inside the water. We cannot fish tonight because there is moon inside the pond. Everybody was shocked, and they came by the side of the pond, and they start looking inside the pond, and they realized that really the Brer Rabbit is right. The moon is inside the pond. We must get that moon out of the pond. We can't start fishing till then, said Brer Rabbit. So it was all the plan of Brer Rabbit. Oh, what shall we do? Asked Brer Bear. We'll have to use the fishing net to drag the moon out, said Brer Rabbit. So Rabbit was making fool of them. He was making fool of his friends, and they were really fools that they understood this thing that moon has fallen into the water, and they agreed with Rabbit that they will take the moon out from the water. If we are lucky, we may pull a big pot of money out with it. At least that's what I've heard. सो एट द एंड उसने उनको एक लालच भी दी कि मून के साथ हो सकता है हमें कोई मनी भी मिल जाए, पॉट ऑफ मनी मिल जाए, जो कि मैंने सुना है कैसे होता है. सो लेट्स सी वुड दे फाइंड दैट पॉट ऑफ मनी और नॉट. Why didn't you say sooner? Said Brer Bear excitedly, and he stepped into the pond with a splash. Brer Fox and Brer Wolf followed closely. They went right out to the middle of the pond where the moon lay. The water was deep and cold. They dragged the net through the water and pulled it out. Is this it? Said Brer Fox. No, there was no moon in the net. They tried again. Still no moon. Suddenly their heads disappeared and then appeared again. They thrashed the water with their arms. They had gone too deep into the water. They splashed the water about so much it was a wonder they didn't empty the pond. Brer Rabbit and Brer Turtle laughed and laughed. At last, Brer Fox, Brer Wolf, and Brer Bear scrambled onto the bank. Scrambled means climbed onto the bank, come to the bank. They were cold and miserable. Better luck next time, said Brer Rabbit. He grinned broadly and winked at Brer Turtle. So you see, they tricked Brer Turtle and Brer Rabbit tricked their friends Wolf, Fox, and Bear. They said that there was a moon inside the moon had fallen into the pond, and they must had to catch the moon, so they might get that big pot of money along with the moon. So they all were so foolish that they jumped into the water. They splashed so much water. They jumped again and again. They went deeper inside the water to catch the moon, but they failed. They were not able to catch the moon because in reality, in actual situation, the moon was not inside the pond. It was just the reflection of the moon that they can see inside the water. So they all were really foolish, and their friend rabbit and turtle have tricked them, and they enjoyed really to see their foolish friends watching diving into the water and looking for the moon. So students, read this story at home. I hope you have understood this story. Read it again. If you find any difficult word, read it again and again. Ask your parents if you find reading any difficult words. Okay, now we will move towards the exercise on page number 75. Choose the correct answer. You have to, there are 3 questions in which you have to choose the right answer. Number 1 is, what did Brer Rabbit want to do? What did Brer Rabbit want to do? Because he wanted to A is he wanted to make a plan, B he wanted to go fishing, C he wanted to play a trick. So what is the right answer? Brer Rabbit wanted to play a trick with his friends. 3 is, why did Brer Rabbit say no fishing tonight? Answers are, A he wanted to go home, B it was the start of his trick, C he did not want to go fishing. The answer is B. It was at the start. It was the start of his trick because he wanted to trick his friends. That's why he said so. Brer Bear, number 4 is, Brer Bear, Brer Fox and Brer Wolf wanted to get the moon out of the pond because A is they were in a hurry to start fishing. B is they had a net to pull the moon out. C is they wanted to get the pot of money. So obviously C is the answer. They wanted to get the pot of money. Come to the next page, page number 77. On page number 77, there is an exercise of adverbs. We have already done an exercise of adverbs. Again, we are going to do an exercise related to adverbs. Okay, so what are adverbs? You all know that what are verbs. For example, said, followed, grinned are the verbs. Verb is an action word जिसमें आप लोग कोई भी action कर रहे होते हैं उसको हम कहते हैं verb. देन व्हाट इज़ एडवर्ब? एडवर्ब का वर्ब जैसे नज़र आ रहा है सुनने से, बोलने से, लिखने से कि एडवर्ब का वर्ड जो है वो वर्ब्स ही से निकला है. सिर्फ वर्ब में हमने ऐड किया है तो वो एडवर्ब बन गया. तो एडवर्ब जो है, एडवर्ब एक्चुअली टेल्स अस मोर अबाउट द वर्ब. किसी वर्ब के बारे में हमें एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन जो वर्ड देता है हम उसको क्या कहते हैं? एडवर्ब. और यूजुअली एडवर्ब के एंड पे ly लगता है जिससे हमें आइडेंटिफाई हो जाता है कि ये एडवर्ब है. ठीक है, यूजुअली, लेकिन नॉट ऑलवेज. ठीक है, समटाइम्स एडवर्ब्स ly के बगैर भी होते हैं लेकिन मोस्टली एडवर्ब्स ly के साथ होते हैं. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, सो आई वाज टेलिंग दैट कुछ एडवर्ब्स जो होते हैं हमारे पास एडवर्ब्स के बगैर भी होते हैं. मोस्टली एडवर्ब्स आर विद ly. सो एडवर्ब्स आर द वर्ड्स दैट गिव्स अस सम एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द वर्ब्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, said इज़ अ वर्ब, excitedly इज़ अ एडवर्ब. सो said excitedly, उसने कहा. कैसे कहा? खुशी से कहा. तो हमें कैसे पता चल रहा है कि said excitedly कि उसने कुछ कहा है, और कैसे कहा है? एक्साइटेडली कहा है, मीन्स कि खुशी से कहा है. तो एक्साइटेडली इज़ एन एडवर्ब एंड सेड इज़ अ वर्ब. ग्रिंड मीन्स स्माइल करना. ग्रिंड ब्रॉडली. अब ये वर्ड्स मैंने आपकी बुक से ही लिए हैं. आपकी बुक में है कि इसी चैप्टर के एक सेंटेंस में है वर्ड्स ग्रिंड ब्रॉडली. सो ग्रिंड इज़ स्माइल एंड ब्रॉडली मीन्स कि उसने अपनी लिप्स जो हैं वो काफ़ी खोल के उसने स्माइल किया. कि उसने स्माइल कैसे किया? Broadly. Grinned broadly. So broadly is an adverb. So let's come to the exercise. Now we will do this exercise on page number 77. Number 1 is, use the following adverbs to complete the sentences below. In each sentence, underline the verb which is described. The first one has been done for you. So in this purple bar you can see some words. They are actually adverbs. You can see at the end of each word there is ly. That means all of these words are adverbs. So you have to write these adverbs in the appropriate blank. You have to first read the sentence carefully, and then you have to write the correct adverb in that sentence. Number one is A part is already done. Sarah drove carefully down the road in her new car. So drove is the second form of drive. वो उसने सारा ने ड्राइव किया. कैसे ड्राइव किया? केयरफुली ड्राइव किया. So carefully is an adverb. Drove is verb and carefully is adverb. The sun is shining brightly again after 2 days of rain. The sun is shining. Shining is a verb. अब शाइन कैसे कर रहा है सन? Brightly. The sun is shining brightly. Shining is verb and brightly is adverb. Batul looked at the broken doll. ये सेंटेंस भी अगर मैं कहती तो ठीक था. Batul looked at the broken doll. लेकिन समटाइम जब आपकी कोई प्यारी चीज़ टूट जाती है तो आप सैड होते हैं ना, और आप सैडली देख रहे होते हो. तो आप बतूल ने कैसे देखा अपनी ब्रोकन डॉल को? सैडली. So looked is a verb and sadly is adverb. D part is Fahad draws beautifully. He has won many prizes. फहद कैसे ड्रॉ करता है? बहुत ब्यूटीफुली ड्रॉ करता है. ठीक है ना. तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि वो कैसा ड्रॉ करता है? एडवर्ब से. ठीक है ना. तो यहाँ हमने जब लिख दिया एडवर्ब ब्यूटीफुली तो हमें पता चल गया अच्छा वो ड्रॉ तो करता है लेकिन बहुत ब्यूटीफुली ड्रॉ करता है. एंड ही हैज़ वन मैनी प्राइजेस बिकॉज ही ड्रॉज ब्यूटीफुली. ई पार्ट इज Ahmed walked dash into the house because he didn't want to wake the baby. Sometimes जब हम कोई शरारत करने लगते हैं और हमने चुपके से रूम से बाहर जाना होता है तो we walk quietly. खामोशी से हम वॉक करते हैं ना. सो वी यूजली वॉक ऑन आवर टोज कि किसी को हमारे चलने की आवाज़ ना आए. तो कैसे चलते हैं हम? क्वाइटली. वॉकड क्वाइटली. तो हमें एडवर्ब क्वाइटली से पता चलता है कि हम कैसे चल रहे हैं. या अहमद ने कैसे चला कि वो बेबी ना उठे. Ahmed walked quietly. Walked is a verb and quietly is adverb. F part is Joe and Anne waited hopefully for the bus, but it didn't come. Joe and Anne were waiting for the bus. इतना भी ठीक था लेकिन हमने क्योंकि उसमें एडवर्ब यूज़ करना है तो हम वी हैव रिटन होपफुली कि वो बड़ी उम्मीद से वेट कर रहे थे बस का. बट द बस डिडंट कम. ओके. I hope you have understood the concept of adverbs. Try this at home, do this exercise at home and try practicing different sentences using verb and adverb at home. Okay, come to part 2. Fill in the blanks with suitable adverbs from those given below. Again, exercise 1 was like part A, B, C, D, E. And exercise 2 is given in a kind of paragraph, in the form of paragraph. Okay, so you have to write the correct adverbs in the blanks. Salma was excited. Excited means खुश थी. It was her birthday. Somebody knocked loudly on the door. कैसे knock किया? Loudly. Salma ran quickly. Salma भागी. कैसे भागी? Quickly. To open it. Her uncle Feroz stood there. Happy birthday, Salma, he said. Here's a present for you. Thank you, uncle. And said Salma smiling happily. कैसे smile किया उसने? Happily. Be sure to open it carefully, said Uncle Feroz. Oh, what is it? Said Salma eagerly. I can't wait. So you see कि हमें एक्शंस का पता चल रहा है कि इसमें हम हर एक्शन कैसे हो रहा है. तो जो वर्ड हम यूज़ करते हैं ये शो करने के लिए कि कोई भी एक्शन कैसे हो रहा है वो क्या होता है? एडवर्ब होता है. स्माइलिंग हैप्पीली, ओपन केयरफुली, सलमा ईगरली, रैन क्विकली, नॉक्ड लाउडली. तो हमें हर एक्शन का पता चल रहा है, हर वर्ब का पता चल रहा है कि वो वर्ब कैसे हो रही है. सो जो वर्ड ये हमें बता रहा है वो है एडवर्ब. ओके. Hope you have understood the concept of adverbs and verbs too. Now, come to the next question. Make questions beginning with is or are. The first one has been done for you. Now, simple. This one is really simple. You just have to make questions by using is or are. You see, there are many words through which you can make questions like what, who, where, when, are, is, am. So here you have to make questions only by using are or is. The hints have been given. A part is hungry you. You just have to place are or is at the start of the sentence to make that sentence a question. So hungry, you is a plural. जब कोई चीज़ प्लूरल होगी ना तो हम उस क्वेश्चन बनाने के लिए आर यूज़ करेंगे, ठीक है ना. आर यू हंग्री. B1 is angry and they. Two words are given. They is also a plural word, so again we are going to use the word are to make it a question. Are they angry? C part is in March your exams. Exam is ends with S, that means it is a plural. So again we will use are at the start of the sentence to make it a question. Are your exams in March? D part is working their mother. Okay. No, it's so next is working their mother. There is used for plural. So are their mother working? E part is difficult the sums. So again sums are plural. So are the sums difficult? F part is alive and it is singular. So is it alive? So these are the questions you can easily make. You can find out if the word is plural or singular. If the word is singular, you'll use is. If the word is plural, you'll use to make a sentence, any sentence, a question. Okay. So I hope students you have understood all of these exercises, and you would have enjoyed the story. Read it at home, exercise practice making questions, and practice adverbs at home. Do these exercises at home. See you in the next class. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.